Hi there, I'm Katie and welcome to the show. Today we're joined by Becky James, who's going to show us a card perfect for any party animal in your life. The techniques we'll be focusing on are die cutting, embossing and some inking. Hi Becky, welcome along.
Hi Katie.
Now, I'm very excited to make this very sparkly card.
It is, there is everything blingy that we do on that card.
I think so. I'm loving it. It's definitely a sort of animal print vibe going on here.
It is, but with a little bit of sort of bright colours.
It's
that maybe,
amazing.
You know, a bit girly, I think.
Pink and orange together are one of my favourites.
I love that combination.
I love
Absolutely love it. Love to clash colours. So.
Right, what's first?
Right, well the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the leopard print background.
Amazing.
And that's just something a little bit different that maybe we've not seen before. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to use this new A4 leopard print embossing folder, which I rather
pretty
love.
fantastic.
It is rather lovely, this is.
I think this was the one I've got most excited about for a while, because it's just completely different.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I love it.
Right, first thing we're going to do though is we are going to actually ink our embossing folder.
Ooh, good.
We're going to do some heat embossing, so we're going to actually use it almost a bit like a printing plate.
Ooh.
This is the bit where the actual animal print is raised itself.
Okay,
and we're not going to print that because we don't. If we printed that, we'd actually have the ink on the underside of the paper.
Oh, I've got you. Oh, yeah, you don't want that.
And what we actually want to see is the black print itself coming through. So, and we want the gold on the background, you know, a bit like maybe a leopard would have in real life.
So this side, the raised bit is the background.
Yes, that's it, exactly. Now, what I will say as well when you're doing this as well, that's okay, is just be aware, it's not like using a stamp. You won't get a perfect print, and some of the ink will go into those little holes and those little dents in the pattern, but don't worry about it. It just adds to it all, really. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I have got an Artiste metallic gold ink pad here.
Lovely.
And basically I'm going to rub it over my embossing folder, just with circular. And you can see, as you can see it, Katie, you can see that some of it does go into those holes. Even however gently I'm doing it, I can't help that, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to add to the effect. So I've just gone over the centre there because I know that that will cover my panel, which is going in the centre. And I've die cut this already.
Now, it's important to die cut first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before you emboss.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to squish. If you did like a whole sheet of it, you're going to squish the pattern,
That's exactly what you're going to do, and we don't want to do that. So I've actually used, this is one of my favourites. I love this for shape cards as well, and it is the rectangular parenthesis die.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, and there's 4 of them, and this is the largest one. It is a bit of a tongue twister. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that, I've used texture cards again, so I get a bit of the texture come through.
Yeah, you can see that actually. Yeah, I love it.
So I've used texture card, but you can use the solid card that we do as well. And we're just going to pop that in my inked area. And we're going to fold that over. And one thing that I will just point out, when you're using these A4 embossing folders, because they're bigger, I think they're a little bit thicker. And so in your instructions, it will say for embossing folders, I think it's about 6.5. With these, I push it up to about 7.25 to 7.5, and that's plenty. But it means that when you're putting it through, you're not applying undue pressure on your machine. When I'm printing like this, I do take it backwards and forwards and 3 and 4 times because that makes sure that I get the ink transferred. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up. And as you will see, oh, hello, let's just pull that out.
There he is.
There he is. And that is, can I ask you to pop that down for me there a second, Katie? You get this lovely sort of textured, but not perfect. It's not perfect because of the way it's printed on some of the leopard prints and things. But I just love it. I think it's absolutely fabulous. It's something different, and you can do this with all your embossing folders. You know, even your frames and things like that. So it's a lovely technique. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my gold embossing powder. So this is just like when we do normal heat embossing, and this is going to give it that extra bit of shimmer and set the inks as well. Right, so the next thing we're just going to do is we're going to heat set this. So I've got my Papermania heat tool here, and it's on this is the 2-speed one, and it's on the 2nd setting. And we'll just wait. And you'll see, can you just see it starts to turn there? And as soon as it starts to turn, you can start moving your heat tool onto the next area.
And you can really see the texture, can't you, coming through there?
Yeah, you really can. But there you can see, and it gives it a really lovely, lustery shine to it as well. As I said, everything about this card is all about shine and bling.
That looks awesome.
So let's just make sure that's standing up straight. There it is, and there you go.
Look at that.
So, right, now then, I've already got the base. That's really the main technique behind this design. And I'm going to show you how to make the little cat's eyes as well. But what I've done here is I've actually layered it up with these beautiful oranges and pinks and gold as well. And my two backgrounds, which are my gold and then my pink, I've also run those through the embossing folders just so that it pulls the theme right the way through. Lots and lots of bling. I do love my gems. I know we've talked about these many times before, but I've actually used the 2mm ones on this design. And these are fabulous. I love these packets because you get so many of the same size. So it means that you're not running out when you're making your projects and things like that.
And it shows how many you get in your pack. You've put quite a few on it. Look how many you've got left.
I know. I've really gone for it with this one, it has to be said. I've also pulled through as well some, I love this. This is the Brights Capsule Baker's Twine from last year. It's absolutely perfect to go with this design. If you wanted to, if you really wanted to, get some orange ink, the little mini ink pads that we have in the Papermania range. They would be fabulous, and you could actually dye the white section pink, white section orange as well. So you could add that in as well. And this is another favourite of mine. This is the Capsule pleated trim, and again I've added a bit of this to bring in that really contrast to the black. But if you want to, you can spritz this with things like the Artiste spritz inks, and that will sort of tone down the black as well. Also, don't lose your bobbin from the centre, because you can make projects out of those too. And then finally, this is my favourite alphabet die, it has to be. I love the Alice one because it's a little bit eclectic. But it's flamboyant as well. It's a really good size as well. And it's a lovely size, especially for your bigger projects as well. It's not going to sort of get lost in. So it's really flamboyant, really lovely. And so that's what I've actually used to add my sentiment on here.
Beautiful.
So what we're going to do to make the eye, Katie, is we're going to put the centre bit, the little slitty bit of the eye in there. And I've already cut the shape for our eye. And what I'm going to do to make that is I've got a die cut circle here in black, and I'm starting with a circle because I've got an even diameter here, so it allows me to make sure it's evenly cut. But even though I'm going to cut the edges off, it gives it that uniformity if I've got something to start off with, and I find the circle the easiest way to start off. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting almost like cutting a moon shape off, really. And I'm going to do the same from the other side. And that gives me my cat's eye slit.
Lovely.
So just a few glue dots on the back of there. Make sure that an unusual shape will stick down nicely. And I'm just going to pop that in the centre of my cat's eye.
Oh yes, they're nice and feline.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm just going to cut off those little bits that are left there. There we go. So that's my cat's eye.
Beautiful.
And then just to add the little highlights, I've got the little 2mm gems here. I mean, you can do it if you want to with a white gel pen, but I just think that this it sort of feeds through all the colours.
We've gone bling.
We've gone bling.
Carry on,
exactly. I think you're absolutely right. So just adding a few of those down.
I do like this fuchsia colour.
It is. It's beautiful. Right. So what we're going to do now is just pop the eyes on. And to do this, I'm going to just pop a blob of glue either end of the eye. And let's just turn that over and pop that on. And I've got it so that they overlap as well. So I kind of quite like that. It helps to make your designs flow. A lot of people ask me about that, and I like the way things then flow. And so that's it. So
beautiful.
There we go.
That's just stunning, isn't it? So amazing. Thank you so much for showing us that project.
That's all right. It's a pleasure.
I can't wait to get started with my leopard embossing folder now. I really like that one. I think it's my new favourite.
Yeah.
Well, if you've enjoyed Becky's project, you can find all the details of the bits and pieces she used and all her instructions online at docrafts.com. And don't forget, you can upload your own projects to docrafts.com as well, and we can pop along and leave you a comment as well. We'd also like you to leave us a comment. So why not leave one below and we can answer any questions you may have. But we'd also really like to know what you'd like to see on a future episode. Until next time, happy crafting.